Good evening and salutations, my BMB fans. This episode wasn't entirely bad. I didn't want to bring a certain level of negativity towards my review of yesterday, because yesterday was just a really bad episode. Here's the thing. Daphne Rose so far has got to be the absolute worst part of this show. It's like even her acting just come across as incredibly lazy. You ever notice, even when she tries to seduce, it's like she puts so little effort into it that I guess whatever perfume that she's wearing, I guess is supposed to, like, I don't know, get the endorphins going or something, because there's a point where they're talking and she's just like, pen. And you're just like, I don't want to get on a long rant, but I will sit there and say this. Part of me looks at these episodes, and particularly these episodes of Daphne, because, like, somebody has to be, like, checking these episodes before they go out, right? And it's very difficult for me to imagine somebody just looking at this episode and being like, yep, no, it's just ready to go out. It's just incredibly low effort. Every time she talks, she's like, is that what you want? You want perfection? And sometimes I gotta turn up the TV because, again, low effort. I barely hear what she's saying because she talks in a low monotone voice and she already has an accent, so it's like it doesn't help. And then it just comes across as... You ever sit there and watch somebody and they seem like they put in a little effort into a conversation, so it makes you so disengaged? That's what it's like every time watching Daphne. Long story short, they closed the deal. Yay! Awesome. Meanwhile, Hope is not there talking about Daphne like she's, special and important and, all those other attributes that I'm too lazy to sit there and bother to say. Because, let's be honest. B&B is not really putting any effort. Why the hell should I, right? And of course, Steffi is doing a bunch of double talk. Yes, it's going to be good when she lands the role. They're going to be working long hours together. I was like, okay, Steffi, we get it. We get it. You get to pimp out your friend. You get to put a smile on your face. And, to Daphne, this is very little effort. Because she's so, I can't sit there and continue that. Meanwhile, we're going to Poppy, Lee, and Jack. And I will say one thing. If you learn nothing from this review and nothing from this episode, just remember one key word. Therapy. Okay? Therapy. Because trauma is real. So she does her usual, I'm verbally attacking both of y'all. She does the test. It takes her a second. I was like, this is the part where you say you're sorry. Okay? You say sorry. You know how to do that, right? You need help? What's going on? What's taking so long? Now the script is flipped. She's apologetic. She's remorseful. She apologized to both of them. She said, "Oh, I'm so sorry for stabbing with the needle like a mad woman." Yeah. That's definitely something you should apologize for. And then Poppy's like, it's okay. No, no, don't do that. Don't do that. We're making progress, okay? We're not going backwards. We gotta go forwards, okay? Um, let her own her L, okay? It's well deserved. And don't get it twisted. Well, Jack is not there crying and everything like that. I was like, Jack, I mean, yeah, she did stab you with a needle a couple of times, but you did cheat on her with Sheila Carter. Let's not let's not try to act like you still guilty of that, bro. Just want to throw that out there. Um, but now she wants another chance to be a good sister, and you know, rah 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 rah. Cool. Um, this was an incredibly stupid way of how it got to this point of you being good sisters. But if I had to sit there and hear you whine and snap and be all mean spirited and stuff like that, then well, I get to be happy. So, and she doesn't have to be that much of a constant headache. But in previews, it does sit there and say, well, that does not solve the mystery of who is uh Luna's Pappin. And speaking of Luna and Bill, you know, sometimes I just wonder, are some of these episodes a little bit more digestible if you are inebriated? I remember one of the Jurassic Park movies, the first one with Chris Pratt. I watched it after having maybe about 2 glasses of wine. I was like, I'm enjoying this movie. This movie is great. And then I watched it sober for the rest, and I was like, oh, well, this is not exactly what I remember yesterday. They pretty much just kind of go through the same thing. Luna is like, oh, she started looking in the mirror like, I don't see any features that looks like me in Tom Star. I'm like, okay, doesn't mean that it's not true. And that's exactly what Bill says. And then she's like, you know, my life would have been so different if, you know, if I knew who my dad was, if it wasn't Tom Star. It was like, so we're going back to you blaming your parents and your upbringing for you doing horrible, horrible things. Oh, and then also talks about Bill and his history and everything, and it just really doesn't go anywhere. But she has this spider sense that Tom is not her daddy. And that's pretty much where it just goes. You had to sit there, you know, Cardi has to sit there and get that probably sweaty biohazard of a scarf out of his pocket. Listen, I get it has your perfume on it. It also has your sweat on it, your bacteria on it. This isn't cute. This isn't sexy. This is nasty. This is gross. This is a health concern at this point. I'm gonna ask you a question. See, my whole thing is that I tend to be very left brain. You know, I like things that make sense, right? Fantasy doesn't really work that way. And I get that, right? I can indulge some good fantasy. This not being one of them, but I want to ask y'all a question. Do y'all and I'm not gonna judge. I just want to know an answer. Are y'all enjoying this Carter and Daphne seduction scene? See, I actually find this like, because I thought about this at work. Like, I'm clearly not enjoying it. Make me sit there and think I should have a glass of wine or two before I start watching this show. But are y'all enjoying this part? This is what I want to know. I want to know, okay? Because I just I just need to know. I just want to know. I mean, somebody has to be enjoying this. Or Brad Bell just like, I just don't give enough at this point. I'm thinking the latter, but I want to sit there and hear some answers. Anyway, that's pretty much all I got. I'll be live streaming in an hour. We'll talk about this as well as the other stuff. I needed a day. I watched the episode yesterday. I needed a day for not reviewing it because it would have came out in completely differently. Anyway, that's all I got. I'll see y'all later.